Hey, did paper one go difficult? Well, I've got some fixes for paper two. Here are 10 top tips from me to help you get ready for paper two. Tip number one. Examples love these questions. They turn up every year. It did not occur in paper one. So the trick is to cube everything. So we've got to cube the 5, cube the y cubed, and cube the y squared. Yes, so we end up with 125 x to the power of 9 and y to the power of 6. So we look at the second one. We need to remember to do 2 to the power of 4 and x squared to the power of 4 and y to the power of 4. Yeah. Do not forget to apply the power to the number at the start. Tip number 2, mean from frequency tables. This was not in paper 1. So firstly, we need to get the midpoint and times it by the frequency. Having done so, we add that column up. Now, you've been drilled since primary school. Add them up, divide by how many there are. So people will divide by the number of categories. There are not 4 items of data here. There are 4 categories. We need to add the frequency up. And we divide by 21 because there are 21 items of data. Do not divide by the number of categories, in this case 4. And we can see our answer is 46.2. Tip number 3, anything to the power of 0 is 1. Well, recent years examples have loved just mixing this up. So remember, anything to the power of 0 is 1. So whatever's in the bracket, so in this case 2p, that will be equal to 1. But they might throw a curveball and do this. Well, this would be equal to what? Exactly 2 times 1. So we would get 2. Here's my tip number 4. These sorts of questions, again, it's testing expansion of brackets with a negative sign. So I'm not expecting anyone to have any issues getting the 10x plus 20, but what I put in red, the common mistake is that will be a minus sign leading to 7x plus 19 instead of the correct answer, 7x plus 21. Don't fall into that trap. Tip number 5. Oh, they love this. I fancy one of these in the next paper, so I thought I'd put one in. We need to get rid of that 5 first, so times everything by 5. You do not have to times x plus 2 by 5 because then you would have times it by 5 twice. This gives us 15x minus 2 equals x plus 2. So 15x minus 20 equals x plus 2. And then from there, we can get the answer easily. Yeah, so remember, we only times that left-hand side by 5. The 5 simply disappears from the denominator on the right-hand side. On to number 6. Tip number 6. Oh, I wish I taught this to Molly Cooper a few years ago. This information cost her a grade 9. So, what is the relationship in the parallelogram? Those angles are supplementary, not the diagonally opposite ones, yeah? So these two here, we have a supplementary angle, they're allied, they will add up to 180. Yeah, commonly used in problem-solving questions. Tip number 7. Oh my days, how many times I see people split a shape like this into a rectangle and a triangle? Just stop doing it. There's the area of a trapezium in the corner. Essentially, we're finding that length, the average length of the parallel sides. So in this case, we've got 5 plus 17, which is 22, divided by 2 is 11. The average length is 11, times it by the height, bish, bash, bosh, job done. Number 8, gradients. We all know what the mistake is here. People put x and y the wrong way around. Basic tip, label it first. X, Y, then remember, rise over run. Yeah, so we've got minus 2, and 10 minus 2, which gives us negative 4 over 8, which is minus a half. So remember, y over x. Number 9, reverse percentages is in there every year. I fancy it in paper 2. An easy way to do this, just write it down. We have, in this case, a 10% reduction. Therefore, we have 90% of the cost. From 90%, you can easily find 10%. From 10%, we times by 10 to get 100%. Job done. In the second question, we're given that it's a 12% increase, therefore we have 112%. So now we can, it's a calculator paper 2. We divide by 112. We get 1%, it's £215. From there, times 100, Bob's your uncle. And finally, tip number 10. Angles in polygons, they love them. They're always there. Do not forget the 3 formulae, yeah? The exterior sum, if you walk around the shape, you've gone 360 degrees. Divide that by the exterior angle and you figure out the number of sides. An interior angle plus an exterior angle is 180, and the interior angle sum is n minus 2 times 180, yeah? Write those down before you go in. You need to know them, yeah? If you want any more videos, go to razmaths.com. I hope these tips have been useful. Catch me for my next tips.